They look like Power Ranger villains.
Yeah. No, you're right. It is
You Power Rangers.
It's morphin time.
JoJo Siwa. Welcome back to another episode of The Fresh Record. I am Wiley, and I'm here also with Benny. How you doing, Benny?
I'm doing good.
I like the fit you're wearing. You know, I'm gonna call it out. I'm not gonna just like not mention it. Look at the fit.
How can we discuss a Beyonce album and not be dressed for the occasion?
Well, I'm not.
Well, you're sick. You have a reason.
True.
You have a reason to be.
But
Wiley's not feeling too well today, guys.
Do you know what I am feeling for? I'm feeling well to fool you, sir.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm feeling well enough to fool you.
Oh,
so yeah.
To fool me?
So here we go. Okay. I have something I got for Easter. And happy Easter, everyone who celebrates that. It's already passed. But anyways, for Easter, I got a trivia game for the 1990s music. So what I'm going to do is just fun. I'm going to ask you a question from it, you know? And I'm not going to say multiple choice at first to see if you want to guess, but I can give you multiple choice, okay? Okay. So here's the question. Whose third studio album was titled Jagged Little Pill? Do you want multiple choice?
Alanis Morissette.
He fooled me. There you go. I just wanted to do that for fun.
Yeah.
We'll continue this every episode until we get through the cards, but I thought it would be fun to kind of do this so we both can learn our 90s music. So there you go. Benny, you won in the first time.
I just came out of a 12-week rock history class. So
well, this is perfect.
That was like, yeah, dude, that was like my last, like we had finals last week, and last week we covered this album, so
yeah, I'm currently in a dance class, so I'm not going to be learning anything. Me dancing?
Homework assignment this week, it was to do the electric slide.
I haven't done it yet because I'm sick, but I need to do it. It is Saturday. Everything's due on Sunday. But yeah, you know, we'll get through it. Okay. So, Benny, how you been doing? You know, we haven't recorded one of these, like a new one, since you left here. So what have you been up to?
Yeah. What have I been up to? Finals. The last few weeks of school were tough. You know, catching up in that guitar class. No matter how much time I put into it, I'm just not talented at the guitar. Just something that like I needed to put a lot of effort into. But going from like not knowing how to play to where I am now in a matter of like a month, 2.5 months, it's pretty cool. But I struggled a lot, so that was tough. It's been a little nerve-wracking because my final grades haven't come in, so I don't know. I know the teachers are overwhelmed. A lot of kids like submit things last minute and whatnot, but I'm hoping to be, you know, maintaining my GPA and yeah, but otherwise I'm fine. Like my health's good. Like everything with my pancreas is kind of clearing up, and I'm eating good. I got my yogurt and granola over here. Been listening to lots of music, lots of live music.
A lot of music, man. Been consuming so much recently.
And I'm driving up to Boston today. I'm gonna be on Berkeley territory, and then tomorrow, me and my friend and his roommate, we're gonna drive up to Vermont, and we're gonna be there for the eclipse on Monday. So I'm pretty stoked. But yeah, that's about it. Otherwise, oh, how can I forget the earthquakes?
Okay.
The earthquakes. Yeah, yesterday I woke up to like a 4.8 earthquake, dude. This entire room was like crazy. My plants fell off the shelves. My books fell off. Like I thought the house was collapsing. Absolutely crazy. And we've had a couple of aftershocks since. There was one this morning too.
Oh wow.
Not as strong. Yeah, not as strong. The first one was crazy. I didn't know we could have that here in New Jersey. Uh, so if my room starts violently shaking, just know my house isn't collapsing.
He's in
It's
one of
just
those D chairs at the movie theater that move you around during the movie. You know, just kind of intensely talk about music. For me,
yeah.
uh, it's again finishing classes, of course. Like
Mhm.
I'm done with like the long. I'm on my last two classes at Berkeley for my bachelor's degree, which is kind of insane to say out loud, honestly. And then I have after that applying for a graduate degree program, and then looking for a job, of course. So that's been the main focus. And then listening to music and trying to stay up on it, man. So much music because it's gonna be a week by the next time we talk. Probably even more than that because we're gonna post one of the old ones that we did. Old, not really old, but
Yeah.
um. But I do want to mention there's so many albums that dropped this Friday. It was insane how many. We have Bryson Tiller back, which I think I mentioned, funny enough, on one of our podcasts that we recorded in person. That I was like, oh, like this is like good Bryson Tiller. I missed him, and like it feels like he's back. That album's really good. Lizzie McAlpine, an artist who I love, released album. And by the way, shameless plug. Check out on the channel a reaction of her album I did. So you get to see my live reaction to that. And then we have things I still haven't gotten to. We have the Black Keys new album. I did get to the Vampire Weekend album. Tori Kelly dropped an album. Connor Gray dropped an album. Like insane amount. And I've been trying to keep up with it all. It's just a lot. Like like I don't know what my year of music's gonna be on Spotify. We got a long ways, but like if it's going at this pace, dude, it's leave me insane how much I've listened to. But like I enjoy it. Like the problem is like when a song hits me, I really know it hits me. And nothing really has hit me like a Stephen Day has. I think that was the most recent one artist that I've listened to that like I'm listening to on repeat. None of these are really clicking that right now. Maybe it's because I'm just listening to too much, but you know, music. But before we get into the Beyonce album, I'm gonna bring back an old little segment, Benny, that we used to do, and that is, what did I get in my vinyl collection? I got a couple. I got to show them real quick. I got to show them off.
Okay.
So
Let's do
go
it.
through these quickly. I got the Holdovers soundtrack. I love this movie. Fantastic soundtrack. Love it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I've been trying to tell Benny to check it out. A tried and true classic. I got Paramore, a Paramore album. Love Haley Williams. Great album.
That's the Brick by Boring Bricks on that? Or no, that might be on
No,
the Riot.
this is All We Know Is Falling.
What's on it though? Like what tracks?
We got All We Know, Preserve, Emergency, Brighter, Here We Go Again. Those.
Cool. Emergency is the only one I know.
Okay. Then we got my second favorite movie of last year, Past Lives soundtrack. Amazing score.
Cool.
There was an original song on it. Fantastic. A little hot topic, but I got this when it wasn't a hot topic. This is Doji's new album. He's kind of blown up for the I'll be back in Chicago. What that song has blown up, but
Joji, like 50
Yeah.
Frank.
No,
okay.
Doge. It's DJO.
Oh,
It's called
okay.
Joe. Anyways, he's blown up, and I got this album when it first released, and it took till like months, like almost a year until I got this album after pre-ordering it. So it took a while, but it's great. Love to see him blowing up. Good music. One of my favorite bands I found recently, Super Haven. They released like an anniversary edition of this album. I love it. Look at that beautiful purple. It's very nice. Then we got a artist I love that's kind of been hit or miss for me right now. That is Quinn 92's People's Champ. Nice blue there. Not much to say there. One of my favorite movies of all time, The Commitments Volume 2. This is an old movie. It's fantastic, and they released a Volume 2. This is old. I got it from like eBay, but it's beautiful. Another one of my favorite movies of last year, Priscilla, I love this soundtrack so much. Such good music on here. Love this album. Then we got Penis. Penis. This is the Little Dicky Show soundtrack that I love so much. A lot of people did not like this album. I don't care. I love the show. It's great music from the show. I will defend it. And then we got Fleet Foxes. This is their album, like acoustic album in a church. It's incredible. I love this. And then finally, my second favorite album of the year so far, Adrian Linker's new album. This album is incredible. If you have not listened to it, please check it out. Okay, that's it. That's all for my vinyl corner. This won't be back till I have another stack, everyone. So there we go. I love me some vinyl. I don't know how to describe it, Benny. I don't know if you have the same feeling where I like to have something tangible with the music I love. Like it feels nice. Like I'm like, oh, I can hold the music that I love so much.
It's a keepsake, when we're not on this earth anymore, people aren't gonna have your Spotify library available. Yeah. You're gonna leave vinyls. It's an artifact.
Plus, I have it right there, everybody. Look, I have two on display. I have the one that Benny got for my birthday, the How to Train Your Dragon 2 soundtrack, and then I got Ariana Grande, the best album of the year so far. So yeah, and we did a whole video on the Ariana Grande. Please check that out if you haven't watched us break down the Ariana Grande album. But speaking of albums, Benny, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Miss Cowboy Carter. Beyonce's second album and a trilogy of albums in the Renaissance trilogy, I think it's called, Cowboy Carter. So, Benny, overall, what's your thoughts on the Beyonce album?
First and foremost, I think it's a masterpiece. It's the second installation in a musical project that Beyonce is doing. It's Act 2, I'm pretty sure, and Act 3 will be the last and final act. So it was Renaissance, now Cowboy Carter, and then the third act we don't know yet. But it's first and foremost, the music is incredible.
And by the way,
what else do we expect from Beyonce of all people? But
sorry to interrupt you real quick. Just predictions. What do you think the next genre is going to be in the trilogy? Because first it was dance, now it's country. What is the third going to be?
Well,
I hope it's
think
rock.
Both albums, I think both albums are like Cowboy Carter isn't just country music. There's many facets to it than just country.
Well, it's the meat.
Renaissance.
It's the meat of the album for sure. Country is. There's only like a handful, not even a handful, that are not like country. We got like Spaghetti. Spaghetti is not a country track in my opinion.
Neither is Blackbird. But the real essence of the album isn't like she said it herself. This isn't a country album. This is a Beyonce album, and it's kind of like a political album, like kind of like a protest album, really, a modern protest album, and it's done very nonchalantly, and it's very smart because in the way that she's marketing it, it's like you have a lot of racist people, a lot of people who aren't welcoming of Beyonce attempting, her. Attempting a strike at the country sector of the music industry, which this album isn't just country, but throughout it, she's tackling themes like with the American Requiem, the very first track on the album. My apologies. It's probably the most important song on the album. She starts off basically, if nobody's aware that's listening. In 2016, Beyonce performed at the CMA Music Awards with the Dixie Chicks, and it's kind of crazy if you watch it and you see like the faces of people in the crowd reacting. Lots of people were like kind of talking over her and kind of like looking at her as a joke, like, why is Beyonce here? Why is Beyonce performing at the CMA? She's not a country artist. There was a lot of racist backlash. And even with this album, tons of racist backlash. Like, Beyonce's not country. We're not going to play her music on radio. But in reality, the music that she released, that was country. It is country. It just is. 27 Carriages and Texas Hold'em, both very much country songs.
16 Carriages, by the way.
And 16 Carriages, sorry. And it's you know when we're looking at this album as a whole, and this is a fight back, saying like it's a reclamation of black music, really. Country music is deep rooted in black culture, and in the formation of country music in America. In the 50s and the 60s, even in the 40s, go all the way back to the 40s, there was such like racial segregation among black people, African Americans, that their contributions from their culture are kind of overshadowed, and a lot of people aren't aware that country music really at its core is derived from black music and African American music. Of course, there's many other facets to it, and it's like a very complex blend of music within the South of the United States, and it's blues, it's rock. It lives in the realm of rock and roll country. And it's a derivative of that. So you have all these facets coming into one, and she's here, making this stance, saying that like America's racist, um, and or a bit. I shouldn't say America is racist, but this is a gist. The whole gist of this album is that she's poking at people that criticized her, and saying that she can't, do country music, uh, and she's doing it like she's proving her point. With all the backlash that she's getting and has gotten, is insane. But I think it's overall the album is incredible from start to finish. Um, she's always serving vocals. It's Beyonce, um, and she has incredible musicians on there. Who would think that we'd see Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson, and Miley Cyrus on one album, or and Post Malone? She's a force to be reckoned with, and I actually think this might take album of the year come next Grammys.
I
Um,
I have no doubt about
yeah,
that. It will.
yeah.
Like, well,
We'll see.
we'll see what else comes out this year, but yeah. It's definitely in
um,
the. It's already nominated in my eyes. Like it's not even like
oh yeah, one
debatable.
hundred
Yeah,
percent. It's gonna be on the
yeah,
ballot.
yeah. So, and we'll
So what
cover
about
it when
you?
the time comes, everybody. Uh, so it's a very good album. Would not call it a masterpiece because I do have some flaws with it. For sure. Uh, for example, like some of my favorite tracks were like funny enough, like even though I don't think it's like one of the strongest, Levi Jeans with Post Malone, I think is pretty good. The lyrics are kind of cheesy, but I like the vocals from both of them there. Uh, River Dance, I think is kind of a funny, kind of dancey, country sounding song. Like it a lot. Even though it's like repetitive lyrically. Just for fun, I really do like the lovely emotion from the piano, classic rock sounding with the guitar there, acoustic. I like the lyric "Time heals everything," even though it's like a basic line. I like that. "Born in the darkness, who brings the light." Love that lyric. "Alligator Tears," I really enjoy as well. "Bodyguard," really love that track. Love the piano vocals. "Protector," incredible song. Acoustic guitar, Blackbird, like that Blackbird edition's like incredible. But the thing is with this album is when you go knee deep into what country is, it's not really a sound. It's more of what is it there? Because country songs are narratives, they're stories. And that could also be the sound of an acoustic guitar. Even other acoustic guitars and singer songwriters or rock, whatever. Like there's a certain sound to like a acoustic guitar that has a country sound to it, and she provides that in every facet in here. So I definitely think it's a country album for sure on many different realms, even though like something like Spaghetti doesn't really fit in that realm. But that's the thing, like it doesn't feel consistent in my eyes. And let me explain. We have so many interludes of like little script things that happen with like Willie Nelson and other like iconic people that just kind of bring me out of it. Like at the first, when I was first listening to it, it's like, oh, they're pretty cool to have there. Like that's cool. But then I was like, okay, come on. Like, can we just kind of go? It felt like there was too many interludes. And then there would be like something like a consistent tone throughout half the album. Then you hit something like Spaghetti and it's like, what? Like, I'm not saying Spaghetti's a bad song. It just doesn't fit narratively in the album in my eyes, like in just in my ears or whatever. Um, so I do think there is like every song has its merits. It's all good. Like you cannot deny that every song's good. I'm just looking at a consistent album type of thing, where like the ones I mentioned are the ones that I'm most likely to listen to after listening to the album. The other ones I'll probably never touch again. Um, by the way, my favorite track was "The Most Wanted." Her vocals and Miley's, holy crap! I was like butter. It was incredible. Definitely my favorite song on the album. But yeah, it's just I think it's a good album. Don't deny it's gonna get like if not, it's gonna get nominated, but it might win album of the year and rightfully so. It's really, really good, special, emotional. I love the emotional vocals that Beyonce brings in this album, especially lyrically, like in Protector. Damn, dude, like really, really well done. Um, but yeah, I just have like some flaws over it overall. That just don't click with me. You know, it's like too many interludes.
And that perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's too many interludes.
Personally, though, I actually think the interludes add to the entire like artistic value of the album. But a lot of, like I look at this album like a lot of people make music to make music. In this case, the album is like there's so much behind it metaphorically, and uh, I think this is more of a performance than it is like an album that you start from, from beginning to end. Uh, and I think the interludes like are attributed to that, and I think it really enhances the narrative that she's trying to tell. And she has support, like like she has support from Willie Wilson and Dolly Parton, who both speak on the interludes, right? Um, and these are people that are at the top of country music. They are the faces of country music. They're legends. They are living legends. Um, and when you have people like uh, you know, country music is in at its core, right? You think country music, you think white guys with trucks drinking beer, and you know,
Well, that was
yeah,
more
yeah.
like that's more modern country. So I'm saying like a majority of people think of
But
bro country, but like there's like a whole history of country. Like there's a
yeah,
bunch
and
of women, like popular women back in like the '60s, like that were big country stars.
if really,
Yeah, like Joan Carter Cash, like she was big on her own. You have I'm blanking right now. Shoot. Uh, you got like the Outlaws. The Outlaws. You think of Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, like all these big stars, but there's females in that as well. So like
mm,
yeah, but yes, you are mostly right at what people consider country is just white males. Yeah,
well, yeah, broadly, that is what it's become in modern culture and society. If we get into deep country, um, but back to what I was saying though, she has these people supporting her, which is like another like staple in the narrative to double down on what she's saying. Um, but country music is founded on black music. Like it's just uh, think of like back in the 40s, the banjo. It was derived from the like a African American like a lute, I believe. And it's what sparked initially what sparked country music. That was the instrument that started it, and it's people that were slaves that were working,
yeah.
and like it's just
They
they
created
build upon it.
stories and narratives, which is what country's
Yeah.
derived from. You know,
Um.
John Denver
Yeah.
with Country Roads. That's a narrative. West Virginia Mountain Mom and Take Me Home, Country Road. That's a narrative. That's not just singing something. So yeah, it all derives from that time
But
of them telling
you
stories.
got people like Chris Stapleton, who at the Country Music Awards, I believe, like saluted Beyonce back in 2016. And like we're talking about like deep country, right? Um, like his cover of Tennessee Whiskey, which originally Tennessee Whiskey is by a man named David Allen Coe. Uh, most people think Tennessee Whiskey is Chris Stapleton's
I
song,
did,
and
honestly, until you just said that. I thought it was
yeah,
his song.
that's a cover. That's a cover song, and most people don't know that. It's so different. It's so far different. But country music, like when you say the '60s, I'm not sure if that's accurate because I don't think country music really was prevalent in the '60s at all. It's more so like rock and roll. I'm sure there were some people,
Well,
but
the point, I was
like
speaking hyperbole. I wasn't saying factual.
oh, okay, like I think like the onset of like the '70s and the '80s, country music kind of started becoming bigger, and you had stars like that. But it's all very niche too. Like it was country music actually worldwide is very well received now. Um,
It's
but it
one of the
wasn't
biggest
always,
genres, but regardless of what
yeah,
anyone says, it really is.
yeah. But it wasn't always like that. It was a lot of it was just based here in America, and then it took a while for it to get worldwide appreciation.
What was your favorite like track on the album, or favorite
Oh boy.
tracks, plural?
Uh, I don't know. I can't pick just one, honestly.
Okay, your least favorite track then.
Uh, least favorite track. I can't pick one either.
Oh my god.
Genuinely, I can't. I think it's a masterpiece from start to finish.
What do you
Uh,
think is better? Do you think Renaissance or this is better in your own opinion?
okay.
Because I haven't listened to Renaissance all the way through, to be honest with
There
you.
it's
So
different. It's different, dude. Like Renaissance, like you said earlier, it's like a dance music album. I mean, there's many aspects to it. There's funk, there's R&B, it's pop. But there's one song on Renaissance called "Cuff It,"
oh yeah,
if you
I'm
know it.
gonna fuck up the
Yeah,
night.
yeah, yeah.
That song was
Uh,
fire, dude. That
such
song's really
such
good.
a banger. I actually saw Beyonce in LA. I FaceTimed you from the concert.
Yeah, you did.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw Beyonce in LA back in September
Hmm.
for the Renaissance tour, and I got to witness that album in its entirety. So yeah, I don't know, dude.
It's recent. I was just curious
I
if you
can't.
had an idea
Yeah,
of it.
I just can't. I can't like put one over the other. I think it's like cohesively,
Hmm.
she's
What do
really
you
doing
like?
something special.
You haven't really explained like why you enjoy it so much. Like, can you go into that a little bit? Like, what specifically about the album you're really enjoying? Because you call it a masterpiece.
Um, I mean, I have explained it, I think, pretty well. Not just for the music in it, but the message that she's getting across.
But like, what
I've gone
specifically about like the tracks are you enjoying? Like instrumentally, vocally, like.
everything, everything, dude. Like, it's, I mean, at her core, Beyonce's a vocalist, right?
Mhm.
Um, but she has a very complex interplay here of folk music, country music, blues, rock. Like, it's not just country, um, R&B even. Like, this is a very wide this album is an umbrella really, and country is a big part of it.
Mm.
But I think she took a very skillful and uh calculated approach to putting all of these like themes and genres together into one, uh and to do so in a way that she's telling a story and a narrative and getting a point across. And uh at the end of the day, the album itself is like a political stance, and she proved her point, and it was done just like very passively. She just did her thing, and she's letting her point be proven without doing much, without speaking much. So that's what I love about the album. It's I really can't say more about it, really.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to present our next topic because you wanted to bring this up on the podcast today.
Oh, so today is Saturday, April 6th. And if you're aware of what's going on in pop culture and keeping up with the media, you would know that JoJo Siwa has released a song called Karma. uh,
Karama
and
is my
she's gotten
boyfriend.
she's got she's gotten quite the amount of backlash for the song and the video, which came out yesterday. So if we take a rewind back to what was it, 2014 at the VMAs, where Miley Cyrus kind of like rebranded herself and was twerking on Robin Thicke, and you know,
I know you
uh,
wanna
so but just to put this into perspective, JoJo Siwa is currently the same age that Miley Cyrus was when that happened. And you know, like at our age, it's kind of weird to see people that are younger than us grow up really fast because like we've gone through that. We watch people do it. When Miley Cyrus is doing things like this, like to us, she was an adult, even though like we grew up with her and we're not too far away in age. JoJo Siwa is younger than us, and just yesterday, at least in my perception, and I'm sure a lot of uh, our the audience that's around our age watching this and older would agree that you know a lot of us still see her as this young girl who's wearing like really colorful clothing and bows and doing really silly stuff
I didn't
and
know there
just like
was a
worship.
transition. I did not know that like there was a but
Well,
clearly it
well,
happened. Yeah.
this is that transition. You know, it started really, I think what really started her branch into like her identity changing from being like a young girl and whatnot to the woman she is today, was coming out about her sexuality.
Yeah.
You know, she becoming very vocal, being proud of who she is and not being, you know, not being afraid to just be herself and just you know that was and that also she got a lot of backlash for that too because again she had a very young following and a lot of her works live you know like people's art and personas can live uh indefinitely you know this part of her life kids are still watching YouTube videos, they're still buying her merch, so you know while that's still living alive online she herself as her true person is moving on into adulthood and finding herself and her place in this world.
Hmm.
Um, but I think this song is that true transition. Like this is bleh, JoJo Siwa's transition into her her I forgot what she said. She said something like about it being like a blank era, but I don't know if you've seen clips of her. She was at some award show and she was dressed like in this full bodysuit
I think I've
and
seen
she
like
was like growling.
pictures. Yeah.
She was yeah, she like growled at a camera like she's showing off her body, you know, she's very much an adult and she's trying to make that known. A lot of people think it's cringy. That's a very common opinion here.
Hmm.
Uh yeah, if you want to take a second, we can watch the video together. Do you want to give the music
Yeah.
video a watch?
If you guys want to check
Yeah,
out
let's do it.
the whole music video, pause the podcast right now and we'll be right back just talking about our thoughts on it. So, Benny, what was your thoughts on JoJo's rebellious phase?
Rebellious face.
It's not a well,
Uh
we don't know if it's a phase yet, but we'll see.
um Respectfully, uh I think she is going through a phase in her life where she actually doesn't know who she is as an
Hmm.
artist at least. Not her self identity. I'm just talking about her artistry. Uh I know she is a dancer, right? And we saw that in the music video just now. And she's a phenomenal dancer. Uh the song itself at face value is a generic bubblegum pop song. It's very straightforward. It's produced well. I mean, like, you know, the video is produced well too. Uh, but with all of this being said, I don't think this song has a place in the popular music landscape. I don't see it on top 40 radio. Um, I could see it being played at like clubs or something. Like it seems like a club song, you know. Uh, but yeah, like I I don't know. It just isn't for me. I can't. I don't want to knock her down. I that's just it's not in my nature to do that. You know, art is subjective. I don't think she deserves the amount of hate that she's getting. Like people need to like take a step back and chill the fuck out. Excuse my language, but uh,
But that's the world,
dude, she's like
Benny.
what? She's 22. Like let her live her life. Let her express herself. Like what? Like who? She's not hurting anybody. Just let her do her thing. You know. I mean,
That's the world, Benny. They're gonna
uh,
criticize and beat people
that's
down. That's what it
that's
is.
true. But I do gotta say the glam rock influence in her performance, like channeling Kiss, but like it's just I just don't I just there were just so many things going on. She's on a cruise ship, dude. Like then she's swimming in the ocean. She
They
gets
looked
out of the
like
ocean and then like
Power Ranger
uh,
villains.
yeah, yeah. No, you're right. It is
You
a
Power
that
Rangers.
is it's morphin time. uh,
JoJo Siwa.
what do you think, Wiley? What
Oh
do you think?
God. So, first of all, what the fuck was going on in the music video? Like, I don't know what was happening. Like, like it started on an island, and then they were making out, and then it went to a cruise, and then there was another girl, and then they were making out. Like, what was happening? Like, like, but otherwise, honestly, I don't think the song's super bad. I could definitely listen to it again, but like, it comes across as trying to rebel. You know, it's like, I'm going to say bitch like 5 times and see what happens, you know? That's what it feels like. It's like I just figured out what this word is and I wanted to use it over and over again. Um and that never comes across
Well,
well, and
no.
anyone does that. It doesn't matter if it's JoJo, it doesn't matter if it's John Legend. Like anyone that does it, it would be bad. So, but I don't think musically it's super bad. Like I said, I could listen to it again. But it's yeah, it just
It's an
comes across.
earworm.
Yeah, it
Like, is
just
this something that you will be like minding your own business, and all of a sudden it's
karma
like,
the bitch.
yeah,
Like, like it's a very odd song. You know, I don't think it's awful, but like it sounds in line from what I know about JoJo Siwa's music in the past. It sounds like in line of it with just foul language, you know, explicit. That's all it is, in my opinion. I want to hear the clean version of the song, or is she super rebellious and not even releasing a clean? It's a good question.
I'm curious to know, is this just a one-off single because
Oh,
JoJo
dude,
Siwa
no.
isn't necessarily a musical artist? I mean, like she has released music, but at her like no one really associates her as a musician. So I'm curious to see if there's an album coming after this. If maybe like we'll see some real authentic music, uh, something that like
Because it's
really
not like
encapsulates her.
awful. I don't think it's awful. Just the thing that's bad is just the constant f bombs in there. I mean, the b
Yeah,
word in there, like
yeah, dude.
constantly.
Yeah.
Like I would listen to
Um,
this over any dubstep song ever. I hate dubstep, so like,
it, it kind of reminds me of like the 2010s,
oh,
like or like
100%.
or
This is
yeah,
something that they would release
Kesha.
on Disney Channel. You know, like when Mitchell Musso made music and shit like that, and like it sounds exactly like that, but like right after that.
with curse words and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
exactly.
it's got yeah, I could see that for
This would have
sure.
been like this is during like the B.O.B.'s airplane phase. We were in that
Yeah, no,
nice
exactly.
guys, and then, yeah, it sounds exactly like that era. So you know,
Like I could see this on a Kesha album,
oh, a
like back
hundred
then, like
percent. It
yeah,
gives
like with
TikTok
the
energy.
TikTok album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
TikTok, and then so, yeah, like
Oh,
Carly Rae Jepsen, "Call Me Maybe" type of phase, like you know, like
nah,
that stuff.
Call Me Maybe is a banger. Let's not insult
I
Carly Rae Jepsen like
I
that.
never said it wasn't a banger. I'm just saying like this song is not that bad. Like it just brings me back to my childhood. Is
Oh, so you're saying Karma's a bitch or Karma is a it's a banger is what you're saying. You're telling me this is gonna be on your daily rotation for the next couple
I
of weeks,
won't
right?
do that. No, no way now.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm
You're not
100%
gonna.
sure. Yeah, I'm
We're
100%
not
sure.
gonna end this podcast, and you're gonna just sign
Karma's
off
a
and
bitch.
start.
Yeah, it's our
Yeah.
new intro song actually. Our new intro song for the fresh record. Karma's a bitch. But yeah, that's all I had to really say about it. Is there anything else you want to mention about it?
No, I just thought it would be a good topic to bring up. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very prominent in the pop music landscape at the moment.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, culturally speaking, everyone's talking about this on social media. Uh, I wish JoJo Siwa the best of luck, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else she does with her musical endeavors. We'll see
See,
what
you're gonna
happens.
have good karma come your way because she said karma's a bitch. So just saying, just
Yeah,
saying.
I don't believe in karma. I think just what happens happens. The
Okay.
worst people in this world, the worst people in this world succeed so well.
True.
Like
True.
society is designed for sociopaths to flourish.
Harvey Weinstein, perfect example. That awful human being of a
I
scum of the earth.
Yeah, some of the most successful people are rude and ruthless and selfish, and they don't mind stepping on people to get to where they have to go.
Okay, this is going
And
beyond the music.
yeah, I'm just saying. Anyways,
Okay, now we're gonna get to
we
our
got
we're gonna get to our last segment here, which is covering 2 song recommendations from smaller artists that we want to spotlight. And I'll go first. Okay, everybody.
cool. Let's do
Okay,
it.
everybody. Okay. So my choice, this is gonna be weird. The songs I chose are drastically different from each other. So this first one that we're gonna listen to here is a cover song from like a old French song. Simon and Garfunkel covered it, and this song is just a beautiful thing that I found on my Discover Weekly. Not many listeners, 2 beautiful voices that work super well together. So I wanted to talk about it and showcase it here. So here's a little bit of the track.
The bank talks of the waters of March. It's the end of all strain. It's the joy.
All right, so that was my first pick for this week. And that is by musicians John Roseboro and me Semones. They're 2 like distinct different artists on their own right with a decent following. Both like very small, like to the point of super small of like them. Like if you go on their YouTube and look up this video, then it's like their parents saying, "Oh, good job," like and call them by their nickname or something like that. That's how you know it's small. And usually when you look at this, you would be like, "Oh, the dude's just talking. The real vocals are coming from the female vocalist." And I love like the tone of his voice in this track. I love how it kind of just flows at the end of every word he says. And then you have Me's voice is just really incredible and flowing. And like when it comes to a cover, yes, it's a good song and I kind of vibe with it, but like I've heard this song before in like passing. I've heard it. This is the first time it like snagged me that made me really want to like stop and listen to it. And this song has kind of just been on my rotation for the past couple weeks. I think it's been just a very nice, peaceful track. So, well, what did you think, Benny?
I actually know this song. I just didn't know like this cover of it.
Mm-hmm.
I love a bossa nova.
Yeah.
They did a really good job.
Leve.
Yeah. I think their voices blend very well together. Like you said, he had more of like a spoken word approach. It was melodic, but he wasn't really singing. It's very, very well done. Overall, like this is something that I could listen to on
In
any given
passing.
day.
Yeah, passing.
Yeah, it's very easy listening music. Like I could do some schoolwork, I could read, relax, make
Yeah.
breakfast. It falls into that realm of
Yeah.
music for me.
Which I
easy
don't
listening.
think, like when people say that, I know you don't mean it this way. Some people like would consider
No, I
like
love it.
that's like a
It's so
negative,
peaceful.
So
No.
yeah, like so I'm glad I got to choose this song because like I do want to showcase, and you'll see like my next track is like drastically different from that. So it's like I wanted to start doing this segment to showcase like music I really love that's different, kind of I want to make every song I choose not the same genre or whatever, just to do like a big showcase of what I love. in music that sticks out to me, and hopefully you guys will enjoy. So maybe this will become in your morning rotation. It's a really nice, peaceful song. So that is my first pick. Benny, what is your first pick for this week?
Since I'm all dressed up in my country attire, let's do something along the lines. I'm gonna do a song called the song that I'm presenting to you today is "Shine" by Bishop Gunn.
Shine that light on me.
So that was "Shine on Me" by Bishop Gunn. Well, to start, they're a 4-piece blues, like Americana band, rock and roll, country. They got a nice blend going on. From Mississippi, I believe. Unfortunately, I believe they have been disbanded since the pandemic started, and they haven't gotten back together, which is a shame because their music is phenomenal. I would suggest you go and listen on Spotify. I know a lot of their influences come from like Wilson Pickett and Leonard Skinner, and you could hear it. You could definitely hear it in the music. But the guy has such a good voice, man. Like sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't. In this case, he's got it, and it's just that tone, that rasp, that like slight twang, and yeah, God, it's so good. Yeah, I'm this isn't necessarily music that I would present on the podcast, so we just switch it up a little bit. Yeah, what do you think?
So I really like the track, man. That instrumental was killer. Those trumpets, like just the beat. Oh my gosh! Like it gave me like a brass track remnants a little bit. That level. I was vibing with that. The only thing that was bringing me out is I do agree with the vocalist that he's really well, but the run-ons just kind of got annoying sometimes to me. Just like the little ends of sentences he would say, or like lyrics, just kind of didn't click with me. But like I could definitely hear the song. I could see myself growing to that, of course. But like, I like how music can transport you places, and this transported me to a time where I went to Fort Worth, Texas, to go see Turnover live for the first time. And the day after the concert, my friend and I, we were just like walking around this like small alley looking at shops, and for some reason the song transported me to that moment, and it just had like this wholesome, warm feeling to it of just like going through your day and going into shops, and like it's kind of overcast, that's what the song like was picturing in my head, and I love that feeling. Like that's something when a special song is when it can transport you that, like the lyrics weren't clicking with me, but it was transporting, so it did have an effect on me, so it's like I love it when that happens. It's incredible. I would definitely check out this track again. This one's like unique too for the podcast. I don't think like we've had like similar type of vocals, I would say, like that soulness before, but this is a first for the podcast. I really enjoyed that track. Thank you, Benny. Everyone thank Benny for that track. We're stopping. Thank Benny. Okay, now we'll continue. All right, so for my final track of the day, it's kind of a sad one. Not the song itself is sad, but the meaning behind the song is sad, because I was supposed to go to a little concert yesterday because I was sick and I was looking for it. I had these since December. One of my favorite multiple bands that were on this headline, and I didn't get to go, and it was really depressing me. And I was like, you know what? I get to do this podcast with Benny after the concert, so I'm going to talk about it because I'll be excited to talk about it, and I didn't see it. And I'm still going to have to cover it here, so it's going to hurt a little bit. But I'm excited for you guys to check out this band. I really enjoy them. So here is a little bit of Guardian, by Tiger Jaw. All right, so that was Guardian by Guardian, and I tell you what, Benny, I don't know your thoughts on it. This type of music makes me the happiest. It's like the emo, indie rock. This is my genre. Like when there is no other feeling in this world. There is like no feeling in this world than finding a good song like that. And I'm like, stop, I'm freaking out. Like I'm looking up, researching, listening to all the songs. Like nothing makes me more happier than that, finding something like that. And what's great about this song is the chorus is so catchy. I sing it all the time. The drums are killer in this. it's just, oh God, I wish Tiger Jaw had more listeners, but like there is no feeling like this music to me. And I know it's not your particular genre, but like this is like my specialty. I love it. I mean, nothing makes me more happier. It's hype. It's like, it's what I grew up on. It's like nostalgia, even though this is a band I found out now. It's just like indie rock is in my bones. I love it. I love it so much. Emo, just like, it's great. It's great. It's great. It's great. Gets me energy. Gets me so happy. I'm giddy. I'll let you talk. I know you probably didn't like it just by your face. I'm just going to guess you didn't like it, but go ahead.
What do you mean?
Okay.
It's crazy.
Okay.
So, for a big portion of my life, I listened to indie rock and emo and grunge music and punk rock. Like that was a big facet of my life. I went through a scene phase. I had a fringe, I had fringe bangs that were like down through here. I could, this is something that I have like buried. Like, if you have me on Facebook, you'll be able to find photos. But like, it's a big part of my life. No, I love music like this. It's not something that I listen to now these days. You know, like I'm more into R&B and,
Soul.
I've just evolved. Yeah. I've evolved. I can return to music like this. The song's great. It's definitely a Wiley song. You know, like as soon as it started
That's
playing,
a compliment to me. That's a compliment to me.
Yeah, like I instantly, like if I heard this in public, I would Shazam it and send it to you. Be like, yo, you have to listen to this. You know. No, it's great for what it is. It's great. It's not something like I'm not familiar with the band or anything. How did you find them?
Tiger Jaw, just like through recent. I think so. I first learned Turnover. First learned of them in 2021, and I already liked this music. But like when I found Turnover, I was like, I really need to put effort into finding more artists like it. So I just kind of went down a rabbit hole. I found so many bands that way, like Tiger Jaw, Movements, freaking Moose Blood, like things like this. Like I just know so many because of Turnover, and I just find them that way. And like Owusu and like things like that. I just love it. But yeah, I found them through like mutuals of Turnover, of course. But like they're similar, you know. So yeah, I just I'm not coming here saying this is gonna get nominated for a Grammy, nor would I want to see it get nominated for a Grammy. I never thought of it that way. I guess lyrically, it's very basic and whiny, but like some of them really hit deep. Like not precisely that one, but like Turnover's music hits deep for me. And like you could say it's basic lyrics, like blah blah blah. I don't give a shit. Like it hits me in a way. And you know, like this genre, like when you talk to fans that are a fan of this genre, it's spoken with passion and love for it, you know. A lot of people like my age like go to concerts. I remember going to Simple Plan, and like all these people are like, oh, this was my childhood and stuff like that. But like this facet of music follows me everywhere. Like my favorite type of movies are like the early 2000s adventure movies, like Clock Stoppers and stuff like that. The soundtrack was these type of artists. So like I love it. It's the reason I want to become a music supervisor, because of that age of music and that like time in movies. It's like that's what I love. So like this song fits every box. I know it's not special, but I think like if you listen to it and this clicks with you, it's something you'll really enjoy.
It is special. It is special. Don't say it's not special. It is special. Just because, you know, people have varying, you know, taste. It's special to you. It's special to a lot of people. And it's different. You're not hearing music like this today in pop music.
No, and so, that's the thing. Like John, like, I understand rock has had its time, so now it's like country and freaking hip hop.
Rock is an all-encompassing genre. Like everything lives in that realm, you know? This is rock.
Anyways, I just love this song. Hopefully by passion you guys will enjoy it too. I just love this track so much. So Benny,
good pick.
What is your last track for today?
I'm stuck between a couple, but I'm locking in on this one right now.
Okay. I'm locking in. Locking it in.
Have you ever heard of an artist named Genesis Owusu?
No, I have not.
No? Okay, so without further ado, this is no looking back.
I tell myself that there's no looking back.
So what do you think, Wiley?
Banger, Benny. banger.
Banger, yeah.
When I
That's
first started
banger
listening to
material.
it, I thought of like the Full House theme song, and it gave that vibes, and it made me so happy because I was like, "Wow!" I didn't know. Like, it sounded like they sampled it, but they didn't sample the freaking Full House theme song. But like, it sounded like it. It was good. His tone of his voice was great. The instrumentation, that especially that trumpet. Holy crap, that was good. Like, this is like I would like to describe it as a song that you could go browsing in a bookshop with, but you would also in that bookshop listening to it, you would stop where you are just to listen to the song. Like, like a more thought-provoking, more intense listening than just browsing. I feel like it's just so peaceful and nice. The instrumentation was there. It was killer. Like, it was cool track. Like, how did you find this? Like this guy is clearly very talented.
Yeah, I've had this song saved since like 2016, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is back like when like neo soul was kind of making waves. A lot of artists were coming out, and like Lawrence and Couch and Sammy Ray and the Friends. That whole who's another one? Kyle Thornton. Anyways, so yeah, it was like that whole wave of like neo soul artists that came through. Particularly though, what I love about this track is the horn section.
Oh,
dude.
it's so good. It's so
it
good.
adds so much to the song. I love the harmonies. I love that there's like female vocals in it too. And it's kind of like melodic, it's not spoken word, but it's very like melodic, like somewhat spoken. It feels spoken. It's not like really singing, like not singing, but love the track. It's a bop anytime.
That's a banger, dude. That's like
Thanks,
that's like a hidden gem is what I would call that for sure.
Thank you.
It's like someone
I've
why
been
has
saving it.
yeah why have people not listened to this? Like, this guy would instantly blow up if people knew who he was. So
I'm curious to see how many monthly listeners he has.
I have it up right here. It's around, let's just round it up to like basically 500,000.
Wow, and that song's not even in his top 10 most listened
Yeah,
to.
insane. He just released a new album last year. I put it on my likes to listen to because I'm very curious what this dude has done. Like, it's nice stuff there, dude. Holy crap.
Yeah, thanks, man.
It's a good freaking
Thought you'd like it.
track. Yeah, it is good. It is very good. Very surprised. Like, I like all genres of music besides dubstep. I'll continue to say that until this podcast is over. Hopefully never, but I hate dubstep. But yeah, great tracks.
Good music all around.
This is my favorite
What else
genre.
do you expect from us?
Yeah, my favorite genre is going to be that. It's going to be returning not every episode because I have a bunch of different stuff, but like indie rock's my soft spot. Like that's how you get to my soul. And speaking of souls, that has been another episode of The Fresh Record. You can follow me at Wiley K. Todd on all social medias. I'm still working on that tier list video I keep on mentioning about the greatest soundtracks of all time. It's very difficult, and I want to get it done. I really want to get it done because I have another project, especially because you freshies watch every week. I want to give a little sneak peek of what that video is. I'm going to be doing a deep dive on the soundtrack to the classic early 2000s movie, Surf's Up. The penguin surfing movie. I'm going to I have the thing here. I'm going to do a whole thing. That's going to be after the tier list. So look forward to that after the tier list video. But that's what I'm working on. Benny, where can they find you?
You can find me at Benny Kumela. That's I'm not gonna spell it actually. Why would I spell it? If you want to find me, there's only one of me. I'm very easily found. I'm on all social media platforms. I'm currently seeking entry-level positions and internships within A&R. So just putting that out there. If you're an employer and you somehow made it to the end of this episode, please shoot me an email at bkumela@berkeley.edu. That's BERKLEE.edu. Yeah, I'm on the market right now. I've got some offers actually that I'm really excited about.
Let's go, Benny. We like to see it on the Fresh Record.
Yeah, I'm gonna be working as an A&R scout,
and hopefully I'll be working as a music supervisor soon. Love the job.
Yes, sir. You're graduating, dude.
Yeah,
you're gonna be a real person.
A real.
You're gonna be a real like.
I
adult,
wasn't a
you're gonna
real
be
person
green.
before, but now I am. Things are looking
Now
up.
you are.
And before we end the episode, if you guys would please do us a favor and check out the reaction video for the Lizzie McAlpine album, if you're interested in that, put some effort into that. That one's just me, but we'll see more of those in the future, of course, with Benny's favorite albums and whatever. It will be fun to do. And also, we're going to be doing short form content here and there, so if you want to get more music picks, please check those out when they release. It means a lot to us. And thank you for supporting Freshies. And look forward to new visuals soon, because we did a photo shoot when Benny was here in town, and that stuff's coming up. So that'll be exciting. We'll see you guys next time.
Great.
Goodbye.